What's up? Quickly about what I've seen last night. Nice preseason game, for the backups. A couple guys stood out, of course, Gray. And I'll get into that. And a personal favorite of mine that the Giants found off the streets in Chapman, who I really want this guy to make the team. This guy is an extremely physical throwback defensive tackle. I like that the Giants are showing more in stopping the run on short yardage. Okay, they made a couple of stops on the runs defensively last night. And I think this guy's going to have the Giants defense playing much improved on rush defense. So I'm not worried about this defense because the Giants defense is going to be one of the best in the league. I do think we need to go out and find a cornerback, and I'm sure during cuts or free agency, they'll pick up somebody here. A free agent cornerback or maybe a guy who gets cut. We'll see. They're also giving the kids a chance to earn a spot. I still say the longer we go into August, the more chance Adoree will be back. Look, I want to touch on two things. One, as this season goes on, a lot of the people that are crying about Barkley, it's the usual fans that will always look at the negative side, the cup half empty, and want to criticize the organization, management, ownership. You will forget about Barkley. The Giants have a young, strong running back stable. You have a crew of backs here. Tracy's going to be the real deal. Singletary's a veteran running back. Okay? Turbo Miller is going to bring explosiveness. And even Gray is showing you that he could pound the ball through the holes and break away. And he looks hungry. Right? He was a 5th round pick last year. I'm going to say this. We're going to have a nice rushing crew. And I said this before Barkley was traded. I was saying it's time to move on from Barkley and get back to the old Giants way of having 2, 3 running backs. And we even have 4 running backs. You have running backs. You have weapons in the receiving crew. And we finally have, I think it's going to be a solid O-line, especially as the year goes on. As long as we can find a way to stay healthy. And it's all going to lead to Daniel Jones making a lot of people look foolish. Now, forget all that. It ain't about that. This is what I wanted to say real quickly. Again, a lot of the people that are negative, it's more of the younger fan base. I'm sorry, you are. Because I know you haven't seen or tasted the champagne. You were too young. So I get it. And it's been a miserable decade. But look at this. What I'm seeing out of this camp this summer more than ever is we have a head coach who gets it. He's been in the league for, 19 years? He educates and teaches the game to the players, a la like Coughlin did when he was here. He's going to be calling the plays. He gets the offense. He holds players accountable. But most of all, he develops young kids into men and teaches these guys the game on an NFL level. And that sometimes takes 2, 3, 4 years. Transfer from college to the NFL and get on that NFL level. Some kids do it quicker. Some take time. So I think we have the right coach. And even more so, the hate for Joe Shane because of the moves he made. Every move was right. He basically allocated the money from Barkley and other places to the trenches and got back to what you need in the NFL in order to win. The trenches. Brian Burns is a monster on the D-line. It adds so much more to Kayvon, Dexter, the other defensive tackles. I'm excited for Phillips, who came from Buffalo. Chapman is a young guy off the streets who's a beast. It's going to take time for him to learn the NFL game. But even last night, he had a sack. He gets low and he stuffs the run. He's got old school dog in him. You have Nacho. Look, you could hate all you want. You could always find ways to be mad about the past. The past is the past, and now we are moving into the future. And from this summer, I'm seeing light at the end of the tunnel. The Giants are about to come out of it. They're going to rise. I'm not telling you you're winning your division this year or a Super Bowl, but what you will see as this year goes on is growth. And you're going to see a team that's going to give you promise for the future leading into next year. I expect about 9 wins, 8 to 9 wins, but a lot of arrows pointing up for next year. But you never know in the NFL what team is going to catch an injury or hit a slump. Bottom line, Joe Schoen is showing you, and he's going to show you more as the year goes on and into next year, that he is a dog in the scouting game. Joe Schoen doesn't just sit in his office with a suit and you guys are criticizing him for Hard Knocks. No. Joe Schoen is out there scouting players like he's been doing his entire career, and that's what's got him to where he is. And he played a huge role in building that Bills team, and he's bringing in a lot of young dogs to the Giants. And if you give it time, you're going to realize this guy, Joe Schoen, might be a guru scout. He knows how to find talent. And that's why we have a heck of a GM and a head coach, because they worked together. They came together. I'm loving what Joe Schoen's seeing. Some people, they're blinded by their anger and that negativity nonsense. Wipe that shit out and take a look at the young kids, the talented dogs on this team, and take a look at where they're going to be in 2 years from now. And we're going to add even more next year. So I tip my cap to Joe Schoen, because I already see what he's doing. He's building a team that's going to be strong for a decade. Not a 1-year thing. That 1-year cookie is shit. Have a little patience and watch the growth of this young team. Looking forward to the season. I think the Giants are going to be better than people thought. Feisty, physical. This team is done losing. And you got 2 guys that came to this team that were never Giants, and they've already changed the entire mind frame of the team. The losing is over. And that's Brian Burns and Malik Neighbors. This was Bottom Line with MIZ.